Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have a Neo Geo Pocket in the carbon type color, another pickup from Japan, and as you can see on this one we've got an issue with the polarizer. It's first off glance we can see that. Apart from that, it's actually quite a tidy little unit, but what we'll do is we'll pop some batteries in it and see if we have anything working. Oh, good sign. Yep. One's working. Light's flashing, of course, because obviously the button cell battery is flat. That's okay, we can sort that. But yeah, apart from that, it's looking good. So maybe it's just pull it apart, see if we can sort that polarizer. I've never done one of these ones before on the polarizer, but we'll give that a go. There you go, battery's flat. So yeah, let's pull this apart and see what we can do. Right, so with these ones, just the usual, we've got Phillips screws here, here, and here. And then we have one tri-wing screw there. So I'll pop those out and then we'll pop the back off. Right, I've got all the screws out. So now we just lift the back off, like so. This one looks fairly tidy inside, which is good. Yep, no, it's looking all good. Right, what we have to do now, we do have 3 Phillips screws, one there, one there, one there. We'll have to undo those, and what I will need to do is I will need to unsolder the speaker wire as well. Just makes it easier by removing that. But first, one thing we will do, which I always forget, is to pop this off here. So you just get a blade screwdriver and just gently, you don't need to be very strong at all, just gently lever that. That comes off like so. That's all we do. So I'll pop these Phillips screws out and then we'll pull that back off. Right, I've pulled those screws out. So what we'll do next is we will just get our soldering iron and we will just unsolder these speaker wires. And from here, this makes it easier because the speaker's actually glued into the front. This just saves us a lot of hassle. Right, that's done. And then we've got to gently lift this up because we know the screen is connected on the other side as well. There we go. Like that. And what we've got to do is just pop these little tabs up gently on either side. Like so. And then our screen ribbon cable will just come out. And there's our motherboard, which is actually looking really good. I mean, it's got a lot of old flux left over. I can probably clean that up, but we know this is going good. And battery terminals look okay. So we'll just pop that aside for now and we'll get onto the screen. Right, I've just popped all the buttons out and now we've got this thing free here. Get the screen out, very similar to the Game Boys. That we just give it just a gentle twist. That'll undo all the glue around it. And we just want to sort of get our fingers under there if we can and lift it out. If not, just try and get something underneath. There we go. And you can see our issue with the polarizer on the front. So we'll put that aside and we'll deal to this. Right, so all we need to do to lift the old polarizer off is we just need to get a corner. You just find a corner on here, just away from the ribbon cable itself. Just try and find a corner and try and lift it up. So once it starts, we'll be all right. There we go. once we start it, we should be able to just peel the thing straight off. Do it while holding down the screen as well, so you're not bending. It should just come off nicely. Quite good glue on here. There we go. It's left a little bit of residue on there, but that's okay. And we'll keep this because we'll need that for the size template. And what I'll need to do is just try and get this bit off as well. It's left. A bit of a pain. I'll get into that with the isopropyl alcohol, clean all this up, and then I'll go through my polarizers because I don't actually have polarizers specifically for the Neo Geo Pocket, but I'm sure I've got something that'll work. As you can see, this is actually cleaned up really well. No scratches, no nothing on it. So all we've got to do now is find us a polarizer that'll suit and pop it on. Alright, my box of polarizers, I found this one here, and it actually says that it fits a lot of stuff. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance SP, Game Boy Advance SP, Neo Geo Pocket, WonderSwan, Color. So we'll try one of these, see if it works. Right, first thing I've got to do is test it to see if it is a correct polarizer. So what I've done is I'll hook the screen back up, and I'll hook up my benchtop power supply, 3 volts to here. And the tricky part is just trying to get this power switch to go, and then put the polarizer on, and we'll see. Right, got the power supply on. It's just a matter of trying to get this thing to turn on. Oh, go. Oh, there we go. We'll grab our polarizer. Oh, we can see there, it's not good. Just turn this around until we get the right colours. Just about, a bit too dark. Because that's not right. That's not right. So it looks like it's about there. Once those coatings come off, it'll sort of look a bit better, I think. So I might just pull that off and have a look. Right, I thought I was going to give it a go, but I've just decided I'm just going to do it. So I've already cut the piece out from the template I had. So I'm just going to stick it on. I'm just going to send it, really. And just see how it goes. Because I don't know exactly what polarizer you're meant to use on these things, but it's got to be better than it was. So yeah, we'll stick this on and see how it goes. Right, so just like the Game Boy Color, we have to peel off the bottom piece just to get it started, and then lay this flat. And line it up best we can, and then let's do this again. Like that. Alright, I don't know if my head got in the way then, hopefully not. Let's try and get as many bubbles as we can out of there, but it's looking pretty good. Doesn't look like there's many in there. I'll try and push those out, and then we'll pull the protective cover off the front. Alright, it's got as many as I can. There is a couple of little bubbles, but very, very small ones. And then we'll pull that protective cover off. Grab my rag and we'll see if we can just try and push those out. Probably won't even notice them when you're playing the game. Alright, we'll hook it back up to the motherboard and see what it's like. Right, we've got that on there. Let's try and get this thing booted up again. Here we go. Alright, probably the best we're going to do for now, I reckon. At least we've got colour, we've got picture. Let's pop this thing all back together and see how it goes. So I've just popped the screen back in there after blowing it with air. And of course we'll do the usual, and that's clean these. Oops, little power button. We'll just clean those. A bit of isopropyl alcohol, because that is a failure point on these. And we'll do the same with A and B buttons as well. Just that rubber pad for there, and this one as well. We'll also do the same on the motherboard, just so that we know we've got good connections once we get it all back together. Got no dirt or anything that's going to impede that. And then what you can do, a lot of this is just flux from when it was made. You can, if you want, clean all that up, but it's not affecting gameplay at all, so I'm probably just going to leave it, because once it's together you won't even see it. So right, I'll get all these buttons in and then we'll pop this board on. Right, so I popped all the buttons in, just plugged the screen cable back in. So this just sits back over here. Just watch those speaker cables. And pop them all back in there. Then what we need to do is we just need to pop our 3 screws back in there, which are these ones here. I'll do that now. Right, those 3 screws are in. What I like about these boards is they actually show you, they have a little diagram there that shows you where those 3 go, so you're not sticking them in the wrong holes. So now that that's done, I'll put that away. Now that's that done, we've just got to solder our speaker wires back on, speaker plus and speaker minus. Right, they're done. And pretty much we put our little thing back on there, like so. On their choice. So that's all that done. And then we just got to put the back on. Just make sure those speaker wires are tucked out of the way. Pop that on, and then I'll just pop all the screws back in there. Right, the screws are all back in. What we will do is change this battery, because they usually flat. I just use a bread knife. That way you're not sort of chewing it up. And doesn't even have one in there. Right, so I think they are a CR2032, which I've got here. So I'll find one of those and we'll pop that in there. Yep, that's the one there, the 2032. I'll pop that in. I won't do this on camera because, as you know, these batteries have these child-resistant, adult-resistant packages that take forever to cut out. So I'll do that and pop it in. Right, batteries in there. Pop that back on. Gently do that up. Put the double A's in. And one thing we will do is we will just get some glass cleaner and just give that lens a bit of a clean first. Always looks better when it's clean. And I find glass cleaner is actually very good too for cleaning the plastic. Alright, let's see if this goes. Right, just try and get the lighting right on this. Let's turn this on. There we go. So we're good to go. So what I'll do is I'll go through all the setup on this, and then we'll chuck a game in and see how it goes. Right, as you can see on the bench here, I've actually managed to, it must have been a bit loose, but I've actually managed to snap off that little piece there. I'll put the thumb thing on and I was just having a bit of a fiddle with the thumb thing and it just came loose, so I'm going to have to epoxy resin that. But we'll still test it, and I'll do it with Sonic. See how we go. Oh, that's looking fine. All good. I'm happy with that. Yep, no, that's cool. Don't know if you played this, but this is probably one of the better Sonics actually. Is the one on the Neo Geo Pocket. But yeah, that's cool. Oh well. Turn that off. I'll epoxy that little button. I'll do that later this afternoon. Put that back on there once it's all dry. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, if you want to see more, subscribe. I'll do videos every week on repairing treasures like this that I find either here in Australia or like this one's from my trip from Japan. So thanks for that.